So some things have been changing for me, I've noticed. And I want to know if anyone else has noticed. I'm very empathic. And because of that, I've lived with a lot of pain and suffering, even from as like a child, being empathic. Things, horrible things that happened to me. Yeah, so we're not going to go through that. We're here to find out how many of us feel there's something in the very core of us, the very pit of our stomach. Something is off, but we can't tell what it is. Like, no matter how many times I breathe and focus on my breath, or realize that I am that which I am, doesn't change the fact that I'm in a place that is not infinite. It is not measure the light of our souls. Those of us who are truly aware, those who are truly understanding of who we are, like in Psalms 82, verse 6. So we come to this understanding that we are infinite beings in a non-finite place, and that place that we're in is collapsing before our eyes. But we're not afraid. None of us that I know of are afraid. I think that makes a difference, because this place feeds on fear. This place was designed for one particular purpose: to farm your suffering, your fear, your hunger, your anguish, your desire, your lust. Whatever energy that you have, which is the most prominent, that your body desires the most, is food for these beings. Yeah, this is called the tinfoil hat report. So you can take it as some tinfoil stuff. But let's just continue for those of us who truly understand what I'm talking about. So what happens when the main source of nutrients, which was the people on the bottom who suffered continuously, being murdered and denied basic human rights in a land that they helped build. And that helped, right? There was no helping, like, hey, can we help you? Well, there was none of that. Of course not. But you understand. Is this place collapsing because we're no longer giving our energy? I want you to think about that. It's powerful. It lets you know who you are. When you're no longer giving your energy. Like, I don't date anymore. And I used to. And I'll tell you, like, as a damaged person, I couldn't draw to me the person that was supposed to be with me. So I always felt empty in every single relationship that I've ever been in. And it's not their fault. It's because I didn't get help. That is my fault. And I've hurt them. And I really am sorry. I don't date anymore because of that. Because I have not fully. Knowing who you are, truly knowing who you are, still doesn't affect your past unless you repeat it. I don't repeat my past. None of my past. I don't even repeat within myself my name. Because, like Jim Carrey was saying, I'm not Jim Carrey, this is just a character. You're just looking at a character. And he was right. That is Gnosticism at its finest, because there is no John Christopher Halfacre or John Johnson. There's none of that. None of that existed. Ever. I'll tell you what did exist, though. The consciousness of it. The focusing to attention to its existence for me to be. You know. I know that there was a long time ago I was watching some video, and it was talking about the people in Australia, the indigenous original First Nations people. I love them because they have the Team Blacks and stuff. I love these people. all the ones of us who are melanated and love who we are. That is beautiful. Remember, love who you are, no matter how much the world hates you. And if they didn't want to live, they were so in tune with their temple, their light body, and their physical condensed light body, that they could shut their condensed light body down. But you can't do it to your main light body. And I was always impressed with that. I was probably really young. Must have been like 70s or 80s when I heard this story. And I probably could look it up, but I haven't. So might be in a different timeline. But this world is, when they say that, God would never give you more than you could handle. It's been so much. Why did we have to go through this? And don't tell me, well, there's this big, don't. No, be very serious. Be very honest with yourself. Why should we suffer? We have done nothing to achieve such unity within the human race to hate us specifically. That doesn't make any sense, man. I can see if we did some horrible shit to people. Hell, I guess going and educating Europeans and putting, underground sewage and colleges and, hygiene and preservation for your food and not having all your animals in your house and so forth. I guess that was the problem. I just learned something about Carl Jung, and something about Stoicism, and they were saying, I believe if I'm correct, that when you help someone, the levels are now tilted. The individual that you help will always feel that they are the vulnerable people because you have helped them. And for their ego will step in and resent you for helping them because you were in a better place than they were when they needed help. And I have witnessed this with almost everybody I've ever helped. Taken off the street, given a place in given my bed, everything. And I have witnessed this. I have experienced this. And so I am learning too. Learning no is a good thing because I am not that kind of person anymore. And I'm not a hateful person. I'm not a resentful person. I am just not what? I am not that person in my past, first of all. And second of all, I am not this being, John. I am that which I